Alright, before we start this video, uh, he had been passed away, but I like to say my condolences to Oliver Tree, R.I.P. to him, one of the goats and stuff like that. I used to listen about two songs. It was two songs. I was not into, but I was listening to two of his songs. Life Goes On and what's that other song? And then that what's that? No, it's the other song. I fell down the earth 100. Yeah, but I like you though. I ain't say I was a big Oliver Tree fan, but when I hear his music or somebody would like mention him, so it was always something good. It was never bad. But I didn't know he was never dating somebody, so who knows? But it's what it is. I knew Oliver Tree when I was in high school. So I put him on when life was going on, bro. When I was in my lowest. Real talk. But yeah, Oliver Tree Finest Day. Let's get on to it. But let me see my intro. What's up, y'all? It's your most does the most. Jay Crispy. We're back in the video. Oliver Tree. Final days.
Because when I die, my art will continue to have residuals and probably be worth more than it is now. People will finally appreciate my stupid fucking videos and my stupid fucking songs. That's when people appreciate you when you're not there anymore. Anyways, they might not. It doesn't even make a difference. But historically speaking, artists' worth go up after they die.
On June 14th of 2026, Oliver Tree will get in a helicopter crash that would unfortunately take his life. When it was up in the air, a second helicopter collided into his, which killed 6 people. The news was immediate. Some people were respectful, others made jokes.
The way the internet is reacting to Oliver Tree passing away really showcases just how much empathy has completely died. It's gone.
What the internet decides to do is they randomly decide to start making fun of and making jokes about Oliver Tree's death. Making fun of the way...
they talking about life goes on and stuff like that. And that's not funny to play somebody's death. Because I ain't lying to you. You wouldn't want nobody to play about your death, bro. Like, real talk. Like, you're using the lyric of what he's going on. Like what he said, life goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on and then y'all using it, bro. Like, bro.
He talks,
I'm lucky, bro. Y'all just see, and it be comments like this too. Hold on. I low-key kind of hated this guy's music, bro. But be having no profile picture saying faceless page. Like, bro, how do you hate? And it's like always some haters. Wonder why you live in the same boring life, and that's why you stuck in the same situation. Because you hating on the next man. Stop hating. Work on your own craft.
He looks,
that's your problem.
saying he fell off, being like, who? I don't know who this person is. And making jokes like, oh, well, I guess his life really didn't go on and on and on.
Most people know Oliver Tree for his songs that were stamped all over TikTok, but what most people don't know is that he was rebelling against...
I know Oliver Tree made that song. He was talking, what's that song? It was like in 2020. It was Speed 2 Times, though. It was like, what's that stuff called? He was wearing that suit, though. And what... It was something, bro. It was something like, it was something, bro. Like, I don't know. I need somebody to play it. I know it.
When Oliver Tree finally made it big with the song that changed his life, he walked away from everything.
I left my record label. Let's talk about it. After making tens of millions of dollars over 8 years for Atlantic Records, they no longer want to support my art because I'm not making songs.
Oliver No Knowledge. Hey, if you know what this is right here, then you know this boy dressed up like Kiss, one of the Kiss band, bro. Hey, you know knowledge, boy.
For TikTok.
To many people, he was a meme. To others, he was a genuine generational talent. Because even if you don't know his music, which you probably do, you have definitely seen one of his clips all over social media. He was a master of meme marketing in today's era to the point where his face was bigger than a lot of his music. And with the unserious attitude he's displayed in almost every single piece of content he's in, it's almost impossible to believe that he was a drug dealer. Growing up in Santa Cruz, California, Oliver was pretty used to wackiness from his parents being circus performers. Together, they lived in a mobile home and they traveled all throughout the country for tour. The walls of the home were lined up with musical instruments which fueled his creative ambition. Or at least, that's what Oliver tells people. You see, the thing is, Oliver's past completely changes depending on what day you ask him. He's been known to lie quite a lot about his past as part of his persona. His whole life has been a performance on and off stage. He's misconstrued tons of details of his life, whether it was attending clown college or how he was a professional scooter rider that was sponsored by big brands. When Oliver died in the helicopter crash, a lot of people immediately thought that it was just another one of his publicity stunts, which sounds crazy, I know, but fans were just so used to him making up the wildest stuff. Oliver is constantly in character. He's rarely ever seen without an outfit on and acting normal. And this probably was inspired by the fact that he never had a normal life. At age 13, his older cousin Wayne died from spinal meningitis. This forever changed his perspective on life and just showed how uncertain things really are. It inspired him to try new things, but not in the good way. This is what led to him going down a terrible line of drug addiction while still being a teenager. And this drug addiction would eventually lead to drug dealing. It got so bad that it forced his parents to kick him out, which only made this very confusing point of his life just more frustrating. And while this time of existential anxiety was horrible, Oliver would be thankful for it in the future because it really helped inspire the music. Oliver credits the single day that changed his life forever was when he took 16 tabs of LSD at the Burning Man Festival, which is a lot to take. He tripped so hard that he hallucinated his own funeral that his family attended. As he described it, he had died, woke up, and realized he was still alive. He called the experience rebirth and was the pivotal moment that got him off drugs forever. And what helped him stay away from drugs was digging more into his creative outlets, music, and scootering. Now, kick scootering was his extreme sport of choice, and he was pretty good at it. If you look at his older videos, he really knew how to do some pretty cool tricks. Oliver claims there was potential to go professional, but he...
See me trying to do some stuff like that, I would have bust my ass, bro. That's kind of crazy. And I be, low-key kind of jealous that other people can do that and I can't do that. Like, ride a skateboard. How you gonna ride a skateboard better than me? And scooter tricks.
Retired at just 18 after getting into a pretty serious injury that broke several of his joints and bones.
So not a lot of people know this, but the song Hurt is actually about a scooter crash I had when I was 18. I was in a semi-pro freestyle contest. I come in off this 20-foot roll in full speed going in. Out of nowhere, there's this little pebble. Front wheel hits it. I just go flying, both arms out, break my right wrist, break my left wrist. This thumb joint right here completely snapped off. The thumb was just dangling. I had to have a metal rod through my entire hand.
But this is one of those altercated stories because he never was actually professional. In many of the interviews, he constantly changes a lot of the details.
In 2009, when I was 16, I signed with the Junior Syndicate team. So I was 18 years old, so this is the end. This was the last competition I ever did.
It was February 26, 2015.
Of course, there was the crash in 2016 where
I was in a semi-pro freestyle contest.
It was a semi-final run in a pro contest.
And rolling down this 30-foot roll-in.
20-foot roll-in.
40-foot roll-in. 45-foot roll-in. 52.
Why do he change up his story, though, like, every single time, though? Man, I don't know. Like, it's just like he's just trying to shock people and tell a different story that every time it's not the same boring story. Who knows?
Metric meter high rolling, out 35 miles an hour on 48 miles an hour on a Razor scooter.
And out of nowhere, this little fucking pebble shows up.
Fucking pebble shows up.
Fucking pebble shows up. I hit this, I go flying.
142 metric meters.
About 22 metric meters. I put my hands out to break the fall. Break my right wrist, I break my left wrist. Break the joint that connects my thumb to my hand.
But throughout his career, he still used it as part of his music persona. He used it for music videos, live performances, and has creatively used it for marketing. On his own channel, he competed against Ryan Williams, one of the best scooter riders in the entire world. Now, he does use stunt doubles and music videos and performances when the tricks get a lot more intense. It's part of the character that he puts on to brand himself. Most notably, when he dropped his debut album, he live streamed himself riding the biggest biggest kick scooter in the entire world, breaking the world record.
We're gathered here today to witness Oliver Tree break the Guinness World Record with his all-new 20-foot tall, world's largest scooter.
Look at him go! Oliver's only 50 feet from the mile marker. This is it!
Fucking shit me! I'm gonna break this shit! Oh my God! I'm gonna make it! I'm gonna make it!
He's doing it! He's doing it! He's really doing it! Wait.
Oliver's first ever music group would be with a ska band that he joined in high school, which basically is a combination of reggae and rock that was popular in the 90s. The band was called Irony, and it gave him his very first experience with performing live, and he fell in love with it. This was one of the things that helped him save his life from drugs, because the day after that terrible LSD trip, he had a concert that truly saved his life. I had an opportunity to play a big concert, and music became my savior, my healing, my religion, and it gave me a chance to take my addiction and become addicted to something that could actually save me and help other people in the process. And when he entered high school, he only went further down this journey of insane experimentation, getting into other genres like dubstep and hip-hop. Outside of class, he was DJing, working on rap projects, and even was in a psychedelic jam band. After leaving Irony, he went under the name Criff and started to perform dubstep music. This was in 2010, back when the genre was really popping off and everyone was trying to be like Skrillex. He started to work with other Santa Cruz artists like DJ Minnesota, whom he dropped his song Next Level Shit with. He also would end up meeting Getter, an up-and-coming artist who would become super mainstream at this time. His skills were impressive, and he even opened up for artists like Nero and Skrillex at the Wobbleland Festival in 2011. At the same time, he also joined a collective called Mindfuck, and while there's not a lot known about this group, it did allow him to open up for other big hip-hop artists like Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean. And not gonna lie, he had some bars.
And move to the bass like a fat chick, or I could punch you in the face and make your body do a backflip. That shit will hurt when the ground comes riding. It's a hearts and the sun and earth colliding. The blade is dividing, creating my writing. My existence from an infant in a raw uprising. Solar systems aligning you to the way.
Oh yeah, he cleared Eminem. Hey, he cleared Eminem. Stop playing with it, man.
But this persona only lasted a year, because pretty soon after, he would just go under his moniker, Tree. This new persona was a combination of every single project he worked on, from electronic, to dubstep, to ska, to hip-hop. He was trying to push the boundaries of electronic music by recording everyday sounds like toasters, Game Boys, scissors, and throwing them into the mix with computer programs, and all of this happened before he even graduated high school. Now, it was after high school that he attended San Francisco University, but not to get a normal job. He was specifically taking business classes to get an understanding of how the music industry was working. He wanted to get the full perspective of the ins and outs so that he knew the best way to approach it. It was at this time he would drop his debut album independently, Splitting Branches, which is a play on his moniker. He would sign his first ever record deal with RNS, a London-based label that signed Aphex Twin, who was a pretty big artist at this time. Now, this was a 6-year-long deal, and it was the very first time he was receiving some real funding for his art. It was under this label he released his debut EP, Demons, and it featured the song Karma Police that was a cover of the Radiohead song. This gained a lot of notoriety because Thom Yorke himself acknowledged it and approved it. But this would be his last release for 5 whole years. Oliver felt like he was too focused on the business side of music and wasn't really investing enough in his actual creative side. He took a break from music until he felt like things were figured out and transferred to the California Institute of Arts to study music technology. This was where Oliver was professionally learning how to actually make music, not learn about the music business. And this was around the time that he created the persona Turbo. The iconic character with the bowl cut, sunglasses, giant coat, and the pants. Characters in big costumes have always been a part of music marketing. I mean, David Bowie and Elton John have really perfected that.
Yeah, leave that some big ass pants. Like, sheesh. I mean, this high, you know what I mean? That ain't bad. But this, it's like some hypnosis stuff. Like, if you move back and forth, you hypnotize me.
When Oliver made this persona, it was around the exact same time in 2016 when SoundCloud rappers were dyeing their hair and covering their face in tattoos to really try and stand out. Looks were a very big part of music marketing at this time. If you looked average, your music probably wasn't gonna get very far. And it was more than a character, like he was rocking this outfit while taking college courses. I was making a statement with it. Everybody's trying to look so beautiful and sexy nowadays. It was my way of rebelling against that. So I tried to make myself look as silly and ridiculous as possible. It's funny because this character actually got famous before any music was released. He actually was becoming a pretty big hit on Vine.
What's up? My name's Turbo. I'm 32 years old. I love to dance and I sell ecstasy to children at raves. Hit me up.
He collaborated with the Saw Dude group, who was known for the "What the fuck is up, Kyle" meme.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
And he also was working a lot with his friend Getter, who was pretty popping on Vine too. And this is pretty important because it was this year that Oliver returned to music and truly started his career. He changed his artist name to Oliver Tree and hopped on the song Forget It with his friend Getter for his Radical Dude EP. It even helped him land a performance on the Daily Carson Show, which was pretty big. Just a couple months later, he dropped his first true hit, When I'm Gone, with producer Weathen. This song went gold, and immediately record labels were hunting down Oliver, trying to sign him because they saw potential. Oliver would eventually choose to sign with Atlantic Records, one of the biggest record labels in the entire world. Now with a bachelor's degree and a record deal, Oliver was ready to take on the world. Under Atlantic, he would release his single, Welcome to LA, that basically was the epitome of everything he was working on his entire life. And based on the comments, people were predicting his success. This kid is going to blow up. I actually don't understand how this hasn't blown up. It's got a catchy voice, beat, and fresh looking artist. Thought this dude looked silly, then I heard this fucking badass song. His looks are just a cool add-on to his sick sound. This
all up in my back. You good? All up in my back for what?
song signaled a new start for Oliver because he was going to take on the industry like no one has before. It was under the label he dropped his debut EP, Alien Boy, and the same day he dropped a double music video for the songs All That and Alien Boy. This video was directed by Oliver himself and took 9 months to make. Oliver insisted on doing his own stunts, so for 5 months straight he practiced how to properly freestyle a monster truck. Oliver got his first major deal and didn't want to half-ass a single second of his art. And it paid off because at that time, Alien Boy was his most popular song, getting over 100 million streams on Spotify. Now, Oliver was definitely very unique, so his style could be very hit or miss for people. He landed placements at Lollapalooza, Coachella, and was even named LA Weekly's best and weirdest fashion for the festival. He started touring and was a supporting act for Louis the Child, Skizzy Mars, and Hobo Johnson. What really helped Oliver was the fact that he was leaning constantly into meme culture and was constantly doing comedic content. Almost any interview Oliver did, he never was being serious. If anything, trying to find a serious interview or even a serious moment from Oliver is basically like a scavenger hunt.
Nobody ever knows when you're serious.
Stop fucking
last question.
He's trolling us. I think he's trolling. Are you trolling?
I wish I knew if you were telling the truth or not.
And this worked because Oliver would release his second EP, Do You Feel Me? It was the year after, in 2020, he dropped his debut album, Ugly is Beautiful, that took over 2 years to make. Now, professional critic sites like Pitchfork and MNE gave it some pretty mixed reviews, but those aren't really super trustworthy. Lots of other sources gave it a positive score.
Overall, though, I did like this album. I think it's a pretty solid debut, despite it not being rolled out in the most perfect way. But I still wonder, where is Oliver going to go from here? What is he going to do? If you call back to my recent interview with him, he said this is going to be his last record. That's kind of disheartening because I do hear a ton of potential in the future of Oliver Tree after having heard this. It kind of feels like the sky could be the limit past this point, but now I guess the ride is over. Feeling a decent 2 strong 7 on this one. Tran?
The album charted at number 14 and objectively was pretty successful as the fans loved it, which is really all that mattered. Now, none of the songs from the album became a hit, but there was one song that was later added to the album that would change Oliver's life.
This song changed my goddamn life. Basically what happened was, it blew up on this little app called TikTok. This shit just went crazy. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's in the top 20 pop radio charts this week, motherfucker!
What song was it?
Further ado, this next song is called Life Goes On. I wanna hear you
Hey!
Life Goes On was the song that took Oliver.
Life goes on and 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 on. Hey, hold on. On and 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 on. Yeah. No, ain't tripping like, baby, never. You broke my heart into pieces. I love never die. And then Oliver come, life goes on and 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 on. On and 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 on.
popular to mainstream. As he put it, the song was about a problematic relationship where one person treats the other person badly, shouldn't waste time on toxic people. He performed the song on Colbert months before its official release, and the song was actually made 7 years before it really dropped.
You're talking about the old shit, bro. I made that song Life Goes On 7 years ago, so that's fucking old. It came out like 8 months ago.
It just popped off.
But it just didn't come out. It was like some shit that it just wasn't.
This song reached number 71 on the Billboard, and he ran with the opportunity. He made endless remixes of this song, including one that had Ski Mask, Slump God, and Trippie Redd on it, and even made a Lyrical Lemonade video for it. And what really helped him push it forward was TikTok. This song was used in over 25 million videos, and Oliver just completely fed it with meme after meme after meme. Some of his videos got over 10 million likes on TikTok. In the Genius Breakdown, he showed up in a bunch of bandages pretending that he was an accident, which only helped further fuel the popularity. The song has over 400 million views on YouTube and over 700 million streams on Spotify. His whole persona and everything he worked for finally paid off. The weird bowl cut, all the memes and everything, this is exactly what it led up to. He was finally reaping the benefits of everything he worked his life for. Just as it finally paid off, he ditched it. The next year, he decided that he would completely switch to country, announcing his new album, Cowboy Carter. This definitely was unexpected from Oliver, considering that he didn't even capitalize from his last era and didn't even tour for it. Now, music obviously is subjective, but when you look at the numbers subjectively, this era was not as successful. The streams were lower, the views were not as high, and there were no platinum songs that came from this. But regardless of this though, it was still Oliver's best year because this was the year that Miss You dropped. Even if you don't know who Oliver was,
that's what it called. That's what the song called, Miss You. I knew it was something. It was famous though. It was in 2020. There was the year that Oliver was popping out. Like, he was everywhere. He was popping everywhere, son. I was like, oh yeah, it's crazy.
Know this song because it was everywhere, and the plethora of remixes only made that worse. The only way you could escape this song in 2022 is if you lived in some sort of abandoned tribe. Now, most people don't know that this actually was a remix of a previous Oliver Tree song called Jerk, and technically, it was stolen. You see, on May 9th of 2022, underground German DJ Southstar dropped a remix of Oliver's song Jerk. Now, Jerk is a pretty grungy song, but this remix made it sound super uplifting and danceable. He wasn't expecting it to blow up, but when young rapper Hearn reposted on his story, it started to really take off. Suddenly, Southstar had a hit that was blowing up all over on TikTok. But there was just one problem. Southstar didn't actually get permission to remix Oliver's song, so technically he wasn't really allowed to publish it. Now, through B1 Records, he was able to get the original songwriting credits cleared by Oliver Tree, David Pramick, and Marshmello, who are the writers of Jerk. He re-recorded the vocals for the song so that technically it was a cover and not a remix. This way, he was able to get the song officially cleared, but he had to sacrifice 100% of the publishing. Now, just 5 days later after the song was released, another song called Miss You was released under Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz's profile. Now, Robin is a huge DJ from Germany, the same place that Southstar is from. And this version of Miss You is almost detail for detail the exact same as Southstar's. If you play both of them back to back, it is genuinely nearly impossible to tell the difference. The shader thing about this is that Robin actually played Southstar's remix at his La Garden party in Paris on July 14th, 3 days after Miss You entered the Spotify Top 200 in Germany. That is not a coincidence. Now, this caused quite a lot of controversy, but mostly in Germany because, again, that's where the DJs are from. Many German artists, including Young Hearn, who helped promote the song in the first place, encouraged people to stream Southstar's version in solidarity. Southstar even posted on Instagram voicing how upset he was over the entire situation. There were rumors that he sold the production to Robin Schulz, but that was not true. And Atlantic Records didn't technically deny it. Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz's version of Miss You is the definitive version of the song that uses both the recording and underlying composition from Oliver Tree's original track, Jerk. Southstar remixed Jerk without permission and then released a version with re-recorded vocals to avoid fully compensating Oliver Tree and his label. This response is very confusing because Southstar quite literally got permission to use the song. That's how it got cleared. If he didn't get permission, he wouldn't have been able to publish the song. And since it was Oliver's song, he was the main focus of a lot of this hate in America. But according to him, he had no idea that any of this was even going on. Oliver claims that the record label simply went up to him and made him aware of this remix of one of his songs that was going super viral on TikTok, and they wanted to publish it officially. To his knowledge, they were publishing the official remix. He had no idea who was making it or who any of these people really were. All he saw was that it was a guaranteed hit, and he agreed, because who wouldn't agree to that? He even actually wanted to be named Jerk Remix and not Miss You, but the label denied it because the name Miss You was the one that was actually going popular. Oliver had no idea who Southstar was or how any of this was actually going down. So when the remix dropped and he saw a bunch of comments claiming how he stole the song, he was very confused. It would take a while, but Oliver would eventually settle things with Southstar and would address it at one of his shows.
Fucking loving it. Well, I want to say this, just so you guys know, every time you listen to Southstar's song, motherfuckers, you guys are giving me money. Right? And every time you listen to my song, you are giving money to motherfucking Southstar, so get the record straight, bitch. What? Oh my God! We're both getting rich together.
So, like, he's basically saying, if you're listening to him, Southstar is getting money. But if you listen to Southstar, you get money to him. So y'all both just getting money off of each other. It's kind of pretty smart, but pretty dumb at the same time.
And I want to make myself very clear. I want to give props to motherfucking Berlin legend Southstar!
Oh, wow.
It seems like things were genuinely resolved considering that Southstar still follows Oliver Tree on Instagram but doesn't follow Robin. To this day, Miss You is Oliver's biggest song and basically the track that defined his entire career while channeling the whole TikTok algorithm era, even though it definitely is not his usual sound at all. Miss You was the song that gave him the giant hit to where he was able to be financially successful and enjoy the mainstream perks and still be authentic later on. Because right after he milked this song for everything he could, he completely changed everything. He wore the outfits less in interviews, he started having genuine conversations, he overall just started being more himself. He was rocking a natural look without having to put on a character because he didn't really feel like he had to. He dropped a new album that he fully produced himself and was completely independent. And even though it didn't have the huge TikTok songs, that kind of was the point of it. He wasn't really trying to go for that anymore. He was making music for the sake of it. But unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to enjoy this era for long.
Investigators are searching through the wreckage after a mid-air helicopter crash killed several people. As reporter Amy Gallo shows us, one of the people who died is a well-known singer.
Oliver Tree? What happened to Oliver? Wait. What? Yo, what?
Oliver Tree's dead? Wait, is it a joke? Wait, are you being serious?
Oliver Tree? What are y'all saying? Helicopter crash?
Singer Oliver Tree is reportedly died in a helicopter crash in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 2 helicopters collided in midair before crashing into an electric vehicle yard, killing 6 people.
It hit us hard, and it's for Oliver Tree. So our friend of ours passed away.
Our good friend tragically passed away yesterday in an helicopter accident in Brazil. And unfortunately, it's not a prank. Like I was desperate to believe when I first heard it. It seems like something he would do, which is like stage his death to promote his new album. Desperately scoured the internet for evidence to support my theory. It's real.
Oh no, yeah. Hey, that last dude, that boy about to, like, I ain't lying to you. He about to tear it, but that camera was on. He about to cry. He was about to tear it down, like crying.
Yeah, Oliver Tree he's gone.
For this album, Oliver was doing 70 performances in 30 different countries across all 7 continents.
Yeah, 70. So he had July, August, September, and October, and a little bit of November. Nah, that is crazy.
Which is a pretty ambitious goal. Oliver was posting about his journey non-stop, clearly showing that he was having a great time. On the morning of July 14th, he would board a helicopter with 4 other people that crashed into another helicopter mid-air. The second helicopter did not have any passengers, only 1 pilot. This helicopter crashed into a parking lot full of rented vehicles and caused an explosion that was so big the smoke could be seen for over a mile. The helicopter that Oliver was in did not catch fire, but that does not mean the damage was minimal. All of the people who were in this crash immediately died on impact. One of the other people who was in this crash was YouTuber Jaspy, an Argentine YouTuber with over 3 million subscribers and had some of the most chaotic street interviews ever. Now, the other casualties included Lucas A. Vignali, who was a screenwriter, and Brazilian producer Lucas Frota. The crash left Oliver's body so badly damaged that they could only identify him through his dental records. That's how bad this crash truly was. And the more details that come about this crash, the more haunting it really is. One of Oliver's producers literally saved his own life by refusing to get on the helicopter because of his fear of flying. In Oliver's last ever interview, he talked about his death almost like as if he predicted it.
This is your whole shtick, is that every album's your last album.
It's not a shtick, man. You never know when it's my last album.
I
could die any moment.
And yeah, there's like also other weird details, like how there were 2 helicopters in one of his music videos. But an unanswered question that still leaves everyone's head scratching is, how did this happen? How did a random helicopter just crash into Oliver's? Well, there's 2 ways to look at this: the logical way and the conspiracy way. Right before Oliver died, he was pretty openly critical about the music industry and just how evil it was. He publicly talked about how much he hated his label and how terrible his deal was.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. The scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records and they don't seem to remember that. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. I left my record label, let's talk about it. After making tens of millions of dollars over 8 years for Atlantic Records, they no longer want to support my art because I'm not making songs for TikTok. I know the effects of TikTok. I've had multiple songs that connected there. And just because I'm not making songs for TikTok means that the label doesn't want to support the vision. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit.
It's the main reason why this tour and an album was a fresh start for him, because now he was independent. He was able to call the shots. By now, he refused to make TikTok music and only wanted to make music. But of course, the company that makes money for music does not like hearing that you do not want to make music specifically for money. So we had no choice but to leave.
They make $1, I make 14 cents of it. Instead of we make $1 and I make 90 cents on the writing, the others, it's the exact opposite, where it's like approximately like 12 to 14%, depending on the splits on the song, is a point.
So you're the most underpaid person in the work field.
I made tens of millions of dollars, and this year they started taking better care of me, so I'm grateful. But, you know, it still is what it is, and I did the math, and after the first, 5 years, it averaged out like $80,000 a year of like after taxes would be like how much I made.
There's a lot of speculation that the industry was secretly putting a hit out on Oliver and wanted him dead because he was speaking out against them. And there's no evidence for this, but there has been a lot of engagement bait for this to make it seem like a giant conspiracy. Lots of accounts exaggerate how the last ever thing he posted was about how evil the industry was, which again is a reach. But considering everything that has happened with Diddy, it's not really that stupid to consider the worst with what these companies can do. But that's just the tinfoil hat conspiracy stuff. If you want to look objectively at what happened here, it's still really confusing and is still being looked into. The one thing that we all know is that this should not have happened. Oliver Tree didn't deserve to die. Of course, when he died, there were people that made tons of jokes about how they didn't know his music or how he deserved to die because his songs were annoying, but that's just the internet. When it comes to the comment section, if a stupid opinion can be said, it will be said. And of course, we saw the inevitable fake love for Oliver when he gained 5 million followers on TikTok alone in just a single day. Any music video or interview about his death always has the comments RIP and how he was gone too soon. No one who knew Oliver had a single negative thing to say about him. Not even his ex-GF or the musician who quite literally had his work stolen under Oliver Tree's name. Everyone seemed to be on good terms with this guy. Even if you didn't like his music or his content, that alone tells you everything you need to know about him. He even said himself that after he died, he planned for all of his money to go towards funding art.
When I pass, my family, no one's gonna get a penny. If I have a wife or kids or anything, not getting a fucking penny. I'll get my kids through college. That's the agreement, but they're not going to be a silver spoon. They're taken care of because my dad worked on some stuff in the 2000s. The idea is when I die, all the money is going to go back to artists. So I've set up a foundation. It's called Dr. Oliver Tree's Art Grants for Baby Geniuses. And it's set up so that basically the interest generated from my music will take mostly that, but there's also room for other money because when I die, my art will continue to have residuals and probably be worth more than it is now.
Oliver should still be alive and still giving his fans an unforgettable experience at his concert. But the truth is, life isn't fair. Even the good people who don't deserve their life to be cut short are not immune to the unforgettable chaos that life truly is. No matter how good you are, no matter how amazing of a life you live, everything can end like that. So make sure that you appreciate every second you're here and use your time to...
That's crazy, man. That's a touchy topic, but hey, though, we just gotta. Life will get better by the day, bro. You just gotta take your chance how it is. Move smart, live how you live. Make sure you take care. Make sure you show love to other people, and just do y'all. Stay out of trouble. Don't even think you're trying to do something. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna go out details to that stuff because I don't need nothing to to, you know, make y'all emotional out here. So, you know, always trying to make y'all have a great nice day. But hey, that was Oliver Tree. R.I.P. to him. And he left too soon. And the people who's trolling, man, stop trolling, bro. Because that stuff not even funny no more. Like, y'all do this to every artist. Like, God, bro. It gets to a point. Now, what you gonna do when you die? Nothing. Nothing at all. And people trolling you. Then you gonna feel how they feel. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Follow all the social media that pop on the screen. We're just on the road to 700. And yeah, like, on to the next one.